Good morning, traders. How's it going? How is everyone? You have a good weekend? It is Becky here this morning to welcome us into this bright and early Monday morning trading opportunity. Mike is doing a very cool thing today where he is on a TV radio show, actually, a radio show talking about trading and all kinds of cool stuff that he does. So we get to hang out this morning and see what opportunities we get to see. So how is everyone? Good morning, Aaron. Nice to see you. It's going to be an awesome day. I don't know when other coaches might be popping in to say hey and see what they see on the markets. But we're just going to get this party started and see what we can see and what opportunities we can find this morning. Good morning, Ricky. Mondays traditionally can be a little bit wonky. Sometimes there's a lot of settling out of the information that rolled in through the weekend and what happened overnight. So we're just going to kind of ease into it and see what's up, see how the day is going to progress, what opportunities we will find. Good morning, Mike. Happy to be here with you guys. So let's just kind of lay out what we're looking at on the market this morning. So this is the NQ 4-hour chart. This is the rejection we saw last Wednesday where we hit this higher time frame resistance. Let me just show you where these larger time frame red boxes are from. So over here, there was rejection here, breakthrough, and a strong wick. And then here, there was a triple top almost wick as right before the market really did a big kind of nosedive. So that was this stop right here is where we tagged last week on Wednesday. So when we tagged that, there was, a couple days of sell-off, kind of filling back in after this big bullish candle we had last Tuesday. There was some retracement on that. And then on Friday, the bulls defended this aggression to the upward direction. So we're bullish on the daily, but we're bullish into a larger time frame resistance area. And so that puts me on guard of this resistance could hold. There's no sign that it has broken yet. There was some rejection off of it. And so it's very interesting to see what will happen today. Overnight, when we open on Sunday, that was here. So we slid up for most of the night, and then just the last few hours have we fallen out of that resistance. But it's very interesting that we tagged that so beautifully right here around 1, 2 a.m. Pacific time. So what did we get? We got a slow push up from Friday all the way up into this morning early, and then a rejection off of that same supply zone. So now the question is this going to be the rejection again for a more downward direction, or is this just a little play off of that and the trend is still up? Because the larger time frame, the trend is up with the bulls we saw last Monday, Tuesday, small retracement. Friday, the bulls still defended. So we're back in Friday's range. This is the value area for Friday is in between these purple lines, with the point of control being the dotted line in the middle-ish, the lower end. So that can be kind of like a magnet. That could be something we want to tag early this morning when we get some momentum going, just because it's close and it's the highest area, the most significant price that was traded through on Friday is the point of control from that day. And so it could get tagged this morning. We did have some aggression towards it, but in the last hour, the market is trying to hold here after this slide down. So also, one way to look at it is that this whole area here is a support area from Friday because it held off that wick and then it came down and it held again. So this whole area here below to the value area low and then above to here is support. And that's where we're bouncing off right now. Kind of like right here is the high of this consolidation of Friday, which is basically the lower half of that area. But there's a lot of consolidation before close on Friday, and then it did push out of it with some strength on Friday. So this is very interesting. I'm going to make it more of a supply color that we're bouncing off here. So this could be the low is what I'm getting at. So we pushed up with some bulls holding since Friday. And then we got a rejection in the early morning now. And we fell down into demand zone, which is this whole area. I don't want to put a box on it because I want to wait and see what the first price action will do before I make this chart too busy. But I do want to kind of delineate the fact that this is a support area from Friday. It's kind of a large area, but I want to kind of encompass all of it because this is the high of it. And then this is kind of the heart of it based on the point of control from Friday. So anywhere in here, the bulls could hold and defend. And I don't want to get in a trade before market opens because anything can happen, and it gets kind of wicky often at market open. And so it could push down, it could push up and just run from here. It could fall, or it could just push down and hold in here and give us a nice pivot, which would be an awesome opportunity for risk to reward if we did see a little bit of a draw down and then a hold and a push up. So I want to kind of be patient at market open and see if it will come a little lower. Exactly, Maria's theme. Yeah, I would love to see it come a little lower before it goes back up. And if we could get a little pivot down there in that demand from Friday, be a sick opportunity. All right. Good morning, Marius. Good morning, Ricky. Crypto. Good morning. UT Karsh. Good morning. Everyone have a good weekend. My mouth is kind of dry. It's like early. I need to hydrate. Waking up. I am Pacific Coast, you guys. So bear with me on my early morning vibe because it's 6:25 in the morning. I don't mind though. I like that the market closes at 1 in the afternoon. It's like the whole half a day still is available after that. So that's pretty fun. I don't mind it. So, do you guys watch anything else? Do I got any ES traders? Good morning, Peter. How are you? Would love to rip the top off the screen. Don't RQ is bullish. I love that. I'm bullish too. So I don't know if you guys were here when I first started kind of talking about it, but this is my demand area on the NQ for potential if it can sink a little bit lower and then give us a nice pivot turn here with some good volume. I mean, the market open always gives good volume. I don't know if you guys use volume when you trade, but for me, the volume for the first few candles is always high, so it's harder to read. But if we can come down here and get a hold and a pivot on the smaller time frame candles, that would be a really good look for directional up. Now, we could have just got it. So there is a point of if you want to be really aggressive, this could be the turn that happened pre-market. I know Mike leads like a boss and he is really intuitive with the market and he will take a trade pre-market. So to each their own. I could see this be the turn for momentum up. However, this current trend that we're in is downward for the last like 6 hours here, 4 hours. So just be careful with that because right now the direction is down. That's why I kind of am hoping that it will maybe dip down a little bit lower with that and then give us a turn for some direction up because overnight it did kind of bounce around a little bit and it fell off of this daily resistance area. And so, there was some momentum down. So we'll see what it does here at open. Now, if anyone watches ES, it's a pretty similar pattern, but ES is in free air because they broke their all-time high last week. You guys saw that. So this was on Wednesday last week. They tagged the high. They tagged a new high, right? And then they've been kind of dancing around underneath of it. But ES is stronger with free air above it. So it's a little bit different of a setup on them, but not necessarily in terms of how it opened on yesterday. So we opened and we pushed up and then we sold down on ES similarly to the NQ. So we'll see if they also in this whole support area from yesterday can get tagged, but they're a little lower. They're a little underneath their point of control and they're sinking down into this, but this is a good support on ES as well. So what I also like to see is extra confluence of having them both move together. So if ES falls down into support and starts turning and NQ falls down into support and starts turning, when they move together, it's a higher confluence for me for the direction is stronger to hold. And so I will also be watching both indices just to see if they're, moving in tandem or are decoupled. And then when they are not moving together, sometimes it gets a little weird. Sometimes it gets choppier. They'll take out stops more so before giving a clearer direction when they are not in sync. It's just a little smoother when they all are. So kind of how I like to look at it and how I like to pay attention to all the things. So we'll see what it gives us today. I hoping we can just kind of take it easy, ease into the day. What's up, Marcus, Aussie Finn, Ace? Good morning. I don't know about the nuke. I think we could push up, but we are in a downtrend right now for the last 4 hours. So I'm super curious what will happen to open. I want to have some patience and see what the first 5, 10, 15 minutes will deliver us and see if we can get a clearer direction out of those energy of candle. It gives us some momentum. Your stream about taking losses helped me. I took a small loss, got back in the market, took profit, and raced. Yes, Marius. Oh, I'm so glad. I love when you guys attend my psychology labs because it's a good conversation about just how we need to approach the market and giving our best setup and how if we can keep our minds really steady, we really can capitalize on it. Locking in a small loss and being available for more trades is like such a healthy way to approach the market. So awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. Oh, you're welcome, MCs. Thanks for being here. Good evening. Oh, you're not in the US. Good evening, Vinya. Welcome from wherever you are. Short VWAP is potentially on the table for sure because we are under VWAP, but that's my blue line here. So we could pop up and hit that resistance and give a sell off of that. But also that could be a pop up and then a retracement for the next directional move up. So we'll see. I mean, Friday was strong bulls, and then overnight did push up, but it tagged this larger time frame resistance. India, welcome from India today. I love that you're with us. I think that we could get some bullish momentum early, and I don't know if we'll take out the top or not this morning, but it could have some strength out of the gate here. If we do get a strong bullish candle, then I'll be looking to get in and join the bulls on the retracement. If we do come up and hit VWAP and start rejecting hard, there could definitely be a scalp off of that down lower. What I am kind of hoping for is in the next 15 minutes, we'll get a retracement down into this area between this greenish blue line and these two lower purple lines, because this is my point of control from Friday, my value area low. And then this is kind of the high of this consolidation on Friday that we kind of launched out of. I'm hoping we get a retracement to join this long, but we're getting a little bit of long energy right here at open. There we go. Come down a little lower, mama. A little lower would be, I think, a beautiful opportunity. So I like to see what this first 5-minute candle shows up as, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if you guys can hear that knocking, but there's already bright and early. There's a tiny human at the door. So I'm just going to situate him. I will be right back. I don't want to trade this first few minutes here. That's my 4-year-old just woke up, which is special timing. So I will be right back, you guys. Let's turn this on a smaller time frame because I don't want to trade this 5-minute candle anyway. I wanted to give it a moment to see if it's going to come a little bit lower, but let's get on the smaller time frame and see what it's going to be. And I'll be back on screen in just 1 minute. Ooh, it's coming down. This is great. Okay. What's it going to do down here? So that's another reason why I don't like to front run the longs necessarily or front run the direction because I want to see what it's going to give us here in the open. Actually, mortal enemies. I know, right? Okay, so we're sinking down. Yes, test of VWAP, but NQ didn't. Thanks, Ace. Oh, yeah, look at that ES test. Ooh, shot right up and rejected quick off of it. NQ is just rejecting. So it did a little bit of wick for the first 2 minutes. It was still dancing up there. What is up, Miss Mary? Yeah, ES did a nice rejection there. It opened. So now we have the first 5-minute candle, which is hecka bearish on NQ, but look, it almost tagged that view up perfectly. It's not moving. 42. I'm just drawing out the first 5-minute range so I can kind of see what it's doing. And so I think automatically we fell down into that support and we're getting some bullish buying out of here. And ES did the same thing. It shot down and I'm gonna pull up ES really quick. So this is the rejection off of VWAP that Ace was talking about. And it came down in, hit that point of control and the morning demand and is popping out of here. So this is my setup for a potential long out of this demand from Friday. And it's popping pretty quick here. Let's see how we can join this sucker. We got a lot of targets above. Now this is the value area high from Friday, is right where we're at right now. And so it could stay within here and sink lower. But I really like this buy opportunity out of this demand here. So let's see. She'll pull back just a little bit more. Magnet is stopping you. Nice. Just past 6K BluSky account. It's pretty quick to activate it. Just give it a little bit of time and you can message support and just check on it here shortly. But watch your email for the activation information. That's the first place to watch on that. Okay. So we sold off and now we had a little pump out of this support area and now it is giving a little bit of a pause here. So we could be bearish, Miss Mary. We could be sinking down lower. This first candle is very bearish. And so that sort of gives me a little bit of pause. I did want to pull back at open into the support area, but knowing that the first 5-minute candle is so bearish, I'm very interested to see what this next candle does. If it gives us like a little bit of a support hold in demand, if it closes bullish, then I think that will really help us join the move and kind of give us a sign that it's turning in here. But if it comes down and it closes short, then I think we can push down lower and tag this value area low from Friday, as well as there were some other deeper supports from Friday as well that we can hunt those numbers from if we get below it. And so that value area low for me is down here at 539. But this point of control right here is at 726, which we basically tagged beautifully at open, just that straight shot down there. Hit it within 6 minutes here. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome in. Okay, so this just flew up there. That's why I don't really want to chase this second candle because this is just the initial reaction off of sell down into demand and the point of control. And so longing up here is risky, but we can get a pullback. So what I would like to see is if this candle holds bullish and then we start breaking up in the next couple of minutes, that's a good sign that the bulls can hold here. If this candle closes a little bit bullish and gives us some upward energy. But if it doesn't and it closes bearish down here in the bottoms, then I'll be looking for a short to the downside when it breaks this low right here. Because then I do think that there is lower supports. Like I said, it's very low, and the other lows from Friday are easily within range for being tagged. ES is doing the same kind of thing where it saw a rejection at open and now it's dancing around its center here. And so they're kind of are moving similarly, but a little bearish at open here. And so an opening energy is not necessarily like the end all be all of the direction, But it's showing us that there's some bears still here defending the sell-off that we've seen for the last 4 hours. Hmm. This is a lot of wick here. So this is sells and this is sells. So that definitely gives us some bearish energy here. It didn't get all the way to view up on NQ like it did on ES. So we'll see. We'll see if she's got more sell energy in her tier, or if we can hold in demand. Is how I'm looking at it. If you guys see anything different, let me know. Okay, so that's like a 5-minute candle closed with a lot of wick on top, a little bit of bullish. If we short, I'm going to short at the break here. Yeah, it looks like it's going down, you guys. Let's see. This break here would be a break of 725 is a break lower that we could short on. And put a little bit of sell order there. But I also can see if this wants to hold here. So we'll see. It could just sweep that liquidity of this push and still hold, but this looks bearish. Like if you look at the 15, which we're not fully cooked, it's only 11 minutes into a 15. This is pretty bearish. And so that could be giving us some directional energy for the day here today. The middle candle there didn't give it away either way for me. And if anything, it still looks bearish because that it tagged the value area high and it still is pushing down lower. So I'm going to see if we can't get a little bit of short action down to that value area low here. I'm going to get in here now, and then I'm going to add when it breaks. All right, so I'm in for full position size for this short direction right now. And target is going to be, the first target is going to be around 75. There's another level down there at 540, but that's quite a ways down here. So it did sweep that lows, and then it's kind of pushing right back up. So give it a tiny bit of space here, but not a ton. No, it's holding here in demand. Go to a smaller time frame to place my stop. This is the 3-minute chart, and I'm just going to go right above the pivot we just made on this current candle for my stop loss placement. On the 3-minute, it still shows downward direction, but this is some wicking out of here. So this could hold in demand, in which case the hold in demand is the play. But this broke the low on this with some momentum down, and the 15-minute is looking quite bearish. So we'll give this a little bit of time here, but not too much room. Yes, looks like it wants to hold, but it's kind of dancing around at the same time, same way. The 1 hour low, Mary. Yeah, there's a lot of targets to the downside here, but also we're in demand from Friday. So I don't want to be overly aggressive on either direction at this point. Because right now it looks like it could want to hold here. If this 3-minute candle already broke the pivot here on the turn upward. So I think we're going to scratch this here. Yeah. On this time frame, it looks like it's just tagging the lows here, tag that point of control, and it wants to push up, which is in. If you look at the 4 hour, you guys, we are very bearish now. This last 4 hour candle closes in 15 minutes. But we're down into the support area. And so, this is a turn, but it could hold. Today is a new day. It's a fresh Monday. The, the hourly is still young, it's 45 minutes, but it's very wicky on the 1 hour. So that could indicate a potential hold here. 30-minute here for the last, it's only 15 minutes in, is wiki on both ends. 15-minute is not closed yet, but right now is wiki on both ends. Just closed. So it closes some indecision, you guys. Honestly, I'm still kind of bullish. Like that short did not work. So we're going to try for the long here. The break. See if I can get in at 776 here. Come back down to this 5-minute hold here, because on the 5-minute, these last two candles, we're getting some bulls here out of this demand, which was, the initial play. This swept the lows, but it just came a little bit deeper into demand and that point of control. So this could be the turn that we're looking for here. So I don't want to just get in at the top. I would love it if it would come down and swoop me up here at 776. Is what I'm looking at. Okay, we are in here for the long. Now we got to see if it will hold. If this doesn't work, we just need to take a little break because it's kind of doing all kinds of things. I'm not going to give it a ton of room on this retracement. I'm just going to give it the body of the last 5-minute candle, which is at 759. Pretty tight risk here. Then I want to see if it can hold, because if this is the turn and we've got a lot of direction to the upside, I'm not going to be too aggressive with getting out of this trade because I would love for it to hold up. 15 minutes is super choppy. The wicks on all sides of that candle. Simply bounced on the VWAP European session from Friday. I know, this is my VWAP right here. Not my VWAP, my point of control from Friday session as well, which was the target to the downside, and it bounced off of it nicely. When it rejected here and it was pushing down, I was wondering if we couldn't come all the way down to these lows here, but that was quickly bought up. So that supports that this is demand and that the buyers are here from Friday. And so that increases my bullish bias on the morning, even though the 4-hour printed a large bearish candle. There's a lot of support here. And so it's the 4-hour is bearish, but in the backdrop of it just made a higher high. So we'll see if it can pump up here. Kind of where I'm at with things. Now for the upside target, I really like that 953 in the overnight highs. Let's see if we can get that high. That'd be great. 953. The longs are working so far, so I'm going to wait for a little bit more direction. I think I'll scale out a couple at the high of the morning, which is close to VWAP here. And then when I get that scale, then I'm going to move my stop gain up a little bit. We are kind of right around the value area high from yesterday. So there could be, like, we saw a rejection of that earlier, but we saw the rejection and the bulls held. So ideally here we'll break it and we'll push up. There's more targets above because of previous sessions on NQ as well as the overnight session. There's some support here. There's VWAP here. Now that it's kind of sinking down against that price action. But knowing that I'm kind of going to be a little bit more conservative, I'm going to move my stop up under this 5-minute candle that we're currently printing just to keep it a little snugger even. Then that keeps my risk just at $100, which is good. And then we'll see if we can break it, because this could be a resistance here. It was 10 minutes ago, but like I said, it had its turn. The bears had their turn and they couldn't do anything fancy down there. So I do like this long a lot. And like I said, I'm going to scale here at the high of New York session, which is 842. And then I'm going to see if we can get some length on this, see so you can get some distance on this. Mondays traditionally are kind of choppy, so I'm not going to try and be a hero and hold forever if it's giving signs of rejection. But right now it's pumping out of this demand, and so I don't want to overly squeeze it. I'm going to try and capture it. There we adding. I want more on the 15-minute break. I like that idea on the 15-minute break. So I'm going to scale out the 15-minute and then see if it pushes higher than we could add because there's a lot of targets to the upside all in 900 levels. 900 I think is going to be reasonable first target, and then 950, 990. There's some directions to the upper side of this, and I really like that we tagged this larger time frame support of Friday, and we're pumping right out of it. Let's go. That was a good strong candle. It did close outside of that value area high just now. Not by a ton, but by a little. So my risk is on the underside of this 5-minute candle that just closed nicely bullish. That's right, Nacho. Let's go. Let's go. Let's bring on this Monday. Scratch out that morning short attempt. Pop us back into green. Feel real good about that. Pump it up. So you can add at the first 15-minute break and hold for a longer time, or you can, I'm going to scale and just lock in a little bit of profit there and then see if we can get a longer hold. There is a little bit of bounciness right now. There's a little bit of aggression. Do you guys see that? What was that? Come to the upside, please. Come on, you know you want to take out the top. You know you want to. Let's look at the 15. This is a 15-minute on NQ. A lot of wicks on either side, a lot of indecision. And it is bullish, but this is only half-baked. We're only 6 minutes in. So it's thinking back on us. But it's also at the value area high from Friday and the rejection from this morning. So there's an argument here, right? There's some traffic, as Mike would say. But I do want to give this trade just a little bit of time and see if the bulls can hold it. If they can't, then I'll be out, and then I might just give it some time to let it deal with this chop. Because if it comes back on us, then it's just really choppy Monday. And since choppy Mondays happened, I'm actually going to move to break even right now and just protect this trade because it really is coming back on that HVA. Yeah. All right, so let's give this just a little bit of time here because it had a decent response right now of the bears off of this value area high and the high of this morning that we saw the rejection out of. So that's 2 trades for me already, you guys. And so I'm just going to wait and see what it does here because this is showing a lot of indecision. And it's Monday, right? So we've got wicks on both ends of a bearish first 15-minute candle, but small body bearish. And then the bulls tried here and they're getting stuff back down. They couldn't break the high there. And so that they couldn't do it yet, right? They still could. We're still in this area of support from Friday. But I don't want to hold untold risk because of this indecision in the first candle being bearish. We could go lower. Let's see. Let's see what she does. Let's see what she does here. Yeah. On the 4-hour, I kept trying to break the resistance. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying too, Marius. On the daily, it really is. We're really in a resistance area, which makes it's going to make the longs challenging because this is my daily resistance area, this red area, and we tagged it overnight and saw the sells out of it, and so that gives some this is the sell zone, right? And so the fact that this on this daily chart, the daily candle did tag it, even though it was pre-market. And so this could be a bearish day, it could be a strong bearish day. And so we have to have that on the radar as well, that sure on, the 15-minute, this is support from Friday, this whole area in here. But on the larger time frames, we're coming out of resistance. So these bulls here don't have to win, Oh, the short on the break did not work. It just swept it and it held. But then here on the long, on that hold, could not break the high of the morning so far. On the 5-minute, we did just take out this low, but this candle took out the high and the low of this candle. So we'll see what this one closes at in 1 minute. But this is getting a real kind of tight and bouncy on itself. I know, Maria, wouldn't that be special? Like, sure, Mike, I can trade Monday morning open. It's fine. It's like a choppy AF day. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll see what she does here. Any game can play at this point on the chart here. So that 5-minute closed. It closed bearish, but still like in the support area. You know what I mean? Like my stop right under it or here, both would have been taken. So I'm glad I took it out for a small scratch win by moving it just inside break even. But I'm not convinced on either direction now because this one, you know, we've seen 2 bearish candles out of this lower range today and the over direction is down. And so we could be sinking lower here, you guys. Definitely could be sinking lower. $674. Is that very, very low from Friday? Think we're going for it. We could be going for it. Maybe it just needed this retracement on that first direction and then to go lower. Yeah. Yeah, ES is certainly holding VWAP, and NQ got super close on this pull up. And now as the market developed, VWAP follows price action, right? So it did sink lower. And this didn't even get my first scale out, which I would have loved because it would have scaled right here at VWAP and the high of that 15-minute range. Well, we're getting some indecision in here. It's a little bit bouncy. This is like, as Justin has put on his charts before, up, around, and find out range. Because we're right inside of here, right? We're inside demand from Friday, but we couldn't break VWAP and couldn't break the high of that 5-minute range on this last attempt. So I honestly can see the bulls holding, but I also can see that we're underneath VWAP and we've rejected off of it twice today. So I think there's potential in both. No, the price action is not amazing. Ooh, oil is pushing. Okay. Let's take a half second and look at oil and gold, and then we'll come right back. It's a great idea. Ooh, look at that pump on oil. Okay, this is the daily rally. Pause. It's pushing hard. It's getting above its ranges. This is hourly. Oh, strong this morning. Dang, okay. Coming up into some resistance here. But that's a strong push and an upward trend there. That's interesting on crude oil. I don't think I'm going to trade it because it's pretty extended, but that's strong momentum. What about gold? Okay, so gold on Friday did that nice pump up and broke that area, and it's kind of been sliding back down since then. So we'll see if it'll come back down and tag this breakout here. That's in a downward trend this morning. All right, so bulls seem to be holding. This retracement came down back into the supply this morning. This turn here seems to be holding, so it could still pump up. However, it failed on the last attempt. It didn't fail. It just got a low retracement. It's a little bouncy. I mean, it did fail, but it's not done yet. All right. What's she going to do? What's she going to do? She's going to mess around and chop. See, the thing with this one is that this came down and took out this range. So if you have a tight stop loss on the 5-minute, it would have taken you out. But then we're still kind of pushing up, you guys. I still see the long opportunity out of this demand area. I would love for it to break it here. So maybe that we just need to wait for it to break out here. Because otherwise we're underneath VWAP and we're underneath the resistance here. We'll see what happens now. Because we're right back at the same area where we've injected a few times. Let's see what you can do. It does appear that this demand it kind of wants to hold. You know, there's been 2 bearish candles, but a lot of like slow bull hold in here as well. So you guys trade at your own energy, but ES pushing up and ES is above VWAP already. She's so bouncy. Oh, I wonder if we could get music in here because we're just watching price action. ES did get above their VWAP, which is a good sign, but not with any sort of like crazy strength. Well, they did take out their high. Oh, that's nice. This blue line is a VWAP here. You know, they turned and held more steadily. However, that was super wicky. The same candle that took me out on NQ was really strong and wicky on ES as well. So I wonder if there's a little like soft news situation that hit then, but ES looks strong. I'm going to try again at this long, you guys, because I think that this demand area is holding and the market wants to push up. It could be a tight range though. So just be careful of that. I'm going to try for the long one more time here. But recognize that there is bears in the market. And so just kind of be careful with that. But I do see targets to the upside here. And if you guys look at the 30-minute, look at that 30-minute of New York Open. Like a lot of buying wick and a teeny tiny bullish close. So that actually is a really good look for the potential turn down here as well. We'll see. We'll see if it holds here. It's a bit obnoxious, honestly, but we've got some opportunity to the upside here. The 7 a.m. candle is done. Let's see. This is the 15-minute. So we've got this. We haven't broken the 15-minute range yet here, but the second candle was bullish inside, so like a baby candle, but angling upward, and so that is an interesting direction. Still under that VWAP, which is a little bit of a ceiling here. See if it will come back down to that area high and let me add a little bit. And then we'll put our stop below this 5-minute. Below this turn. Give it a little bit of space for dealing with this chop. Come on, mama. You can do it. You could do it. This VWAP might be a problem. We'll see if we can break it. We'll see if we can break it. That's a really good sign for the bulls. Right around my entry for the long here. We'll see if we can break that 843, which is VWAP and the high of New York session here. We'll see. Trying again for the second time. Most stuff back here before, but not really to do anything. It just came back into where it held before, and then the bulls are trying to defend is what I'm playing at here. But again, it's super choppy, so you guys trade at your own risk and see what you can see as well here. But it seems like there's a push down into demand, and the bulls are trying to hold. That's what I'm trading at. But VWAP is right above us and is a little bit of a resistance here too. However, we're breaking above this value area high from Friday out of the demand, and there's targets to the upside. So that's kind of where I'm playing at. Come on, mama. Let's go. I'm going to put there is some resistance up in the 950 area. Let's just see what that looks like up here. There's all of this consolidation underneath that high of the previous days, right? The larger time frame resistance is this red area up there. And so all of this consolidation overnight, when you reject out of there, there's some resistance up there. And then also there is a previous value area high from early last week at 953. Okay, so we just tagged the high of that 15-minute, took it out, hit VWAP. I did scale off a couple to lock in a little bit of green. And then I'm going to hold this trade and see if we can't pump out of here. This is my trade that I was hunting, you guys, right? Is the pull back into demand, turn, and push out of it. And so the first one, it came back on us. I took it out for a small green scratch just inside of profit. And then we got in again when after that attempt, the bulls held power. So I just took a small scale off on my long, and I'm going to protect this one because we've seen plays in both directions. But now we have a break outside of that first 30 minutes, first 15 minutes, everything. And we're after the 10 a.m. And so this is a good opportunity. So I did get my scale, and this 5-minute is pushing strong. So I'm going to move my stop right underneath the 5-minute that we're currently printing, which is the breakout candle, which makes this trade a winner or a winner, but also gives it room to play. It's in this the breakout area, and ideally we'll just keep pushing. If you're not in yet, you could if this one really half baked for the 5-minute, but if it can close confidently above VWAP and that first opening range, then you could join the long on the retracement to it anywhere in here around 840. You could even add in there. Thanks, Jaja. Appreciate you. Yeah, like and subscribe, you guys. BluSky, it's pretty great. Mike he does trade market open Monday through Thursday, but today he had a radio gig this morning. So that's so cool for him. I can't wait to hear how that is and what his experience was and all he got to talk to. So that's pretty awesome. BluSky is getting bigger and spreading the word and getting farther out in the world, which is good because the prop funding world is like not all sunshine and roses. Like there are companies that really change their rules and monkey with their traders, and BluSky is not one of them. Our rules stay the same, and we support our traders. We want everyone to win. And so let's spread the word, right? Spread the good word about BluSky because we are here for you. Our owner, Mike Tolbert, streams regularly 4 days a week, generally, to show you guys his strategy and his skill, and you can trade with him. And so BluSky is pretty great. Not just staying somewhere in a cozy BluSky hoodie this morning. I actually really believe it because I've been trading props for years, and it's different here. So anyways, if you guys need an account, you see the promos on the screen. 30 off is if you're a returning member, you get 30% off our launch plans. You can hook yourself up with the new account if you need it. But otherwise, just hang out. We trade live at market open and market close. Ooh, so within your dashboard, there's a place to talk about. You can actually earn points for sharing on social media, but you can just take a screenshot of being in the live stream, or just do a shout out of your chart of traded with BluSky today, made some bank. If you're in this long with me, we're printing right now. Hopefully it holds because now we're kind of sinking back. But this is fine because it can have a little bit of an argument here and pull back to allow people to join. But this momentum out of this morning is good. So anything you have, you can just screenshot something and share it, and then put that in your dashboard, you guys. There's a section in your dashboard for earning points, and then the more points you earn, you can earn free account. So doing things like sharing your experience at BluSky will earn you points. So cheers to that. Thanks for asking, Dan. All right, so we are in this long. It's looking good. It was a long out of demand from Friday. We are now above the value area high from Friday, and we are above VWAP, and there's some momentum on our side for this direction up. Yeah, thank you. So I scaled a little bit at the break in that VWAP just because it had been a resistance previously, and I'm holding the rest. And I would love it if we got up to 950. Is a really good target because it's underneath this. Now it could blow through that, and we could keep pumping higher than that. So you manage it however you will, but that is my next target to the upside here. I do think there might be some traffic at 900 because that's a key level, and there was some traffic at it, like in here. It was like there was some resistance off of it. Here is right around the 900 point. Here is right around the 900.896, 906. And here, all of this rejection around 900. We broke above, we retested and held for the next leg up. But I do think around 900 could be a potential opportunity for a little bit of resistance there. What up, Peter? Yes. Let's make some money this morning, right? Love that. I love trading with you guys. It's a good opportunity. We could talk it out. We can see what we can see. It's good. I wonder if it's going to come back at all to give us a re-entry. That'd be cool. Anywhere around like 940 and 950 would be a place where I think that it could hold. Did I move my stop into where I moved it right into? Yeah, right under this bullish engulfing, right at break even. I think I'm gonna leave it there for a little while. Can we tag 900? Not quite. But it got awfully close here on this high. We got to 877 so far. So I think I might scale out one at 899 just because I think there could be some resistance there and it locks in a little bit more green, but I do want to hold this trade in general. I like it. I like this long. But like I said, it was choppy in the beginning and we could do some retracement here as well. And so just manage your risk however you're comfortable with. If you want to lock in your profit, sometimes see green, take green is a move. I think that we could get higher. I think we could get up to 950s to 30K this morning easy. 30K is such a beautiful number, right? And that's not that far away. At this point, it's just a little over 100 points away. So that's pretty reasonable for a morning move on NQ, but it needs to sustain. Otherwise, you could reject at the 900 area, come back to this breakout, hold, and then push for it. We'll see. If we keep pumping hard, I might leave a runner for 30K because it'll be fun to be in that trade up to 30K. And that's, a beautiful round number that can act as a magnet. Yeah, the BluSky P&L channel is perfect. Tag you're trading with us in the morning. And then if anyone is live on social media, you can even share it on like your Instagram or whatever if you want. But the BluSky Discord is a great place to share your trade and your experience and what you're getting out of hanging out with us and trading, and do a little shout outs for making some green this morning. We'll see now if we can keep pumping. The move is slowing down a little bit, but this was a beautiful, strong candle. So it gets to take a little bit of a breather. It can't just rage nonstop. Although that'd be great because we're in it. I'm not gonna be mad if it just rages. That'd be great. But if it has a little bit of some pause time in here, that seems fine. It would make sense. But we are cleanly above EWAP as well, which I love. And I do think that 53 area is 950 area is pretty reasonable here. Still didn't get quite to that 900. That's where I have a scale out order at. But this is good momentum here. What's up, B-Dog? I trade a power hour Monday through Thursday every week. And so today I'll be here at per power hour again as well. And then I fill in the morning as needed. So if Mike is out today, Mike is on a TV radio show. I keep saying TV because BluSky TV, but Mike is on a radio show this morning doing awesome things. And so I will fill in for him in the mornings as needed occasionally. So you guys will see me here in the mornings. And then I do some extra work for Blue Sky. Like today, we're recording our Blue Sky Market SkyCast podcast where we talk about different things related to trading and market. And that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern today. And then on Tuesdays, I do a psychology lab about trading psychology and different topics that can help us be stronger as traders. And so, yeah, you guys will see me consistently for trading during power hour and then some extra things throughout the week, such as the podcast on Mondays and my psychology lab on Tuesdays. Okay, so it just tagged my 900 level and took out my scale there, which was awesome. So I scaled out twice in profit on this trade. My stop is moved into slightly into break even underneath this bullish engulfing that caused the breakout. I would like to hold through a pullback and potentially add if it pulls back down here to this breakout level at 43 and view up and holds. So I don't want to squeeze it too much because I could see that be a normal part of price action is a pullback. But if it breaks back down under view up, then I'm not into it anymore. I'm not going to hold unendingly. But with this momentum, we tagged a key level, a psychological level of 900. That's how I got my scale. And now we could see a little bit of a pullback, but that would be a normal, reasonable part of price action. So we'll see if it does it, see to what extent it does it, and see what we can do from there. ES did break up beautifully. Let's look at that really quick because she's strong. This was some resistance from a previous day that I left on my chart. I think it's Friday. Let me just double check for you guys. Yeah, Friday. This was Friday's high, this red, and then overnight broke above it, and now we are cleanly above it. So this red zone is the resistance from Friday that we held underneath. So being above this red box right now means we're trading above Friday's value, which means value is migrating higher, and ES is at all-time highs. And so that is a strong bullish sign that will help us, that will help everywhere else to see this turn here. And ES really didn't monkey around. It was stronger at opening. Got initial rejection off VWAP, but then it held consistently after that. And so it'll be very interesting to see if we can get some closures above that Friday high on ES right now. On the 15-minute, it closed above that Friday high. So it's getting a little bit of a retest as well, but this was a strong momentum here out of the lows. So a retest, again, makes sense with the way that the market moves. And so, it's not something we need to fight against. It's something you have to work on your psychology to hold Peru, which is, I'm saying it out loud because I want us all to say it out loud, right? Of, if you want to try and hold for larger targets, you have to kind of, weather the pullbacks, what have you, in the inside and recognize where they might happen and what that could mean. We could have taken everything off at 900 and then gotten back in on the pullback. That's another opportunity. For me, I scaled and I want to hold my entry and then potentially add as it gets down here into the 940 and 950 region on this pullback. Now it is Friday choppy. This could be, 900 could be where it rejects off of today. Knowing that the 4-hour did close kind of bearish, right? But we're getting a counterplay against that. Now, this is a very new 4-hour candle. It only opened 18 minutes ago, so it doesn't really mean much. But this 4-hour candle did give quite a good wick on the bottom, honestly. So we'll see what happens. This is a baby candle, so there's not much to say about it yet. We don't really have a direction yet. But on the hourly candle for the market open hour, has wicks on both ends, but is bearish or bullish, I mean. So that shows kind of a stopping of the bearish momentum on the hourly candle. So that's a really good sign for the longs as well, especially now that we're nicely above that. It's a good look. Patience is something, though, to work on, right? Because we're going to pull back now. This is a 15. This is a beautiful 15-minute closure up here. And then now we're just going to see what she does on the drawdown. But hopefully you guys locked in some green on that and are deciding how to manage it based on your own comfort level. If you took everything off and now you're letting it pull back and see what it does, or if you took some off and your runners have a stop moved into profit like I do, there's different ways that you can play it. And you just basically have to manage your trade in a way that is comfortable for you, honestly. Like that's important that you kind of, are comfortable with your trading style, I guess, like risk management style, however you want to see the market. Is anyone in ES? Because she's strong. Breaking highs, free air almost. Not free air yet because of the overnight highs. And the highs that made last Wednesday was the new all-time high on Friday on ES. But we're pushing to it. We're outside of Friday's range, so that's kind of exciting for ES. So NQ did a little pullback. It didn't get all the way to VWAP on that first opening 15-30 minute range. But the bulls automatically are kind of here on this pullback. So it might not give more of a pullback to join if you're not in. It could though. So anywhere in here, the bulls could hold for one more leg up is what I am reading. This was a break. This was a confident break out of the opening 30-minute range right here, which happened right after the 10 a.m. candle. This was the 10 a.m. candle. This was 10:05. It started. And so that was a beautiful breakout of that first 30-minute range, basically on NQ. And so this pullback makes sense. And it's bullish right now is the momentum of the day. If this can break the high, then I will move my stop up higher. But I do think it could potentially come a little bit lower. So I don't want to snug my stop too much. Because we were, like we said, you guys, we were in this long from over here. And I scratched it when it was selling. We got back in. So this one I want to give a little bit of room to. A little bit. How's everyone doing? Everyone good this morning? You guys all right? A little try at the short did not work, but the longs are working. I've got to see what happens in here. The 9 moving average is creeping up too, and it's creeping up to where if it pinches and it tags this view up here, it's the opening range right in here. Could be a good look. That 30-minute though looks so interesting for the turn, bullish doji, right? This guy. Very interesting candle with this giant wick on the bottom and then a break outside of it. Strong look. This is the 15-minute chart. On the 15, it almost tagged VWAP, which is awesome because then we can be done with this GD pullback, which I would love.
Bye, Mommy. I ate my whole banana.
Thank you for eating your banana. Say good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Good job. Did you drink your milk?
Yeah.
Can you let Mama work a little bit more?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Miss Pullback. What you got going on here? Little cameo. He's a little love bug. He's my youngest. He fun fact, I was a day trader when I was pregnant. So that was an experience having pregnancy hormones while putting on futures trades. That was him. So he's got trading in his blood, quite literally. We'll see how that works out as he ages. All right. Now we tagged that. We just now tagged that the high of the morning or that morning consolidation, the first 30-minute range. We just tagged it and VWAP. So this is the potential. Like I really want it to hold here. If it doesn't hold, then I'm going to be this morning will be hecka choppy because this should have been the directional breakout and this should be the pullback to this very reasonable level of the breakout level and VWAP. And so bulls really ought to defend here. If they don't, then it could be a really much more significant mess around day. We'll see. We'll see if it takes out my stop here or not. If it does, like it's trade is good, you know. The trade already took profits and stop is inside profit or inside my entry price. But this is the area where I'm curious if it will hold. I would like to see it hold before I consider adding, which would mean this is just a wick inside here and it pushes back up, because either it'll take me out or it'll wick here, and that will be a good look for this being the pullback that holds. Mondays traditionally, you guys are super choppy, so you know, this is not a guaranteed momentum long day where you can just hold till the end of time. This is a break to the upside this morning on the price action, but doesn't mean that it has to be a trending day. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see if it takes us out. Again, my stop is right underneath that bullish engulfing. It's kind of real close to it here. It's at 816. Yep. All right, knife through that stop. Now we're gonna wait and see what she does. That rejected right off 900, which we talked about as being the key level. There is more targets to the upside here, which we talked about as well, but we would need to see a nice pivot here. There's a thing about stop hunting. Well, there's going to be stops underneath this bullish engulfing. So it did like knife right through it fast and looks like it's holding. We'll see. If it can hold, it can hold. I don't know what you guys did with your stop management or if you locked out everything at that 900 level. But it looks like it's still holding on the retest. I'm going to let this candle close and see what it does to see if we potentially want to re-engage. To each their own, but this does not really change my bullish synopsis. I just didn't get an entry down here, and so I didn't want to hold and let it go red, knowing that we've been chopping around and taking out both sides here. So we got some green off of that. I know, it's your info. When your baby gets a little bit bigger, they're going to be walking in on you and asking about milk and bananas and saying good morning. Yeah, ES is so strong today. Grandpa is low. Grandpa chilling. Grandpa just marched up like he just saunter up the hill, right? This is ES. Rejected here off you up at open. Great call out, Ace. And then it just sort of turned and held. Like these lows held here. This one kind of like just poked above with that candle that took us out of our first long on NQ. But then it sort of steadily climbed up. And now we got to pull back here on ES as well to the high day on Friday. And it is pushing up here. ES could have some more direction to the upside here. Honestly, they both can. I think M&Q is still in the retracement zone right here. I'd like to join the longs. I really do. Because that wick did take out some stops, but now we'll have to see if it can hold. So if this prints here, if this closes in another couple of minutes as a strong wick on the bottom bullish hold, and then it keeps pushing up, then this could be our entry for another leg on this long. But because this is the candle that wicked through my stop, I'm going to pause and let it develop and see what it tells us, because it broke the low here on this 5-minute pullback. And so if it closes bearish, then then it could be selling. It's right at VWAP now. It's right at the high of the morning range, the morning 30-minute range. So we need to see what it does. That's how I'm going to approach it. Zoom out for a second here. Don't let me move. Here, this is what I want. I want my IBs to go on there. We're just about to form them. So IB is initial balance. That's the first hour range of the price action. I'm kind of zipping all over the place, but It was 900 on the dot. Dang. That was a perfect scale on that first long. And then this was, yeah, right here, the lows. Okay, so this is my initial balance range. This 50-minute is pushing outside of that nicely. So this is a good look on the pullback holding here. But 1 minute and it will close, and then we'll see what it does on the next candle here for me. I think this could be a place to join the long here. This initial balance is not substantial. It's 182 points, which is like decent, but nothing to write home about in terms of NQ. And so there's definitely room to move outside of this range today. And it looks like it's angling up. It at the first 30 minutes closed with indecision and then pushed higher. So we're going to try. We're going to try here for this next leg up. Let me see what the distance is on this. I don't want to take that whole candle range. That's too much. I'm going to go on this candle, and then this one pushed above and closed above. And I'm only going to go for partial size until it proves itself here as the momentum move up. But if it can close, push above here and close, or just push above the 5-minute range, start breaking up, then I'm going to add a little bit more for this next leg up. Off of this VWAP hold and this opening range hold, and then see if we can't take out this initial balance high at 900 and that key level at 900 and push higher. That's where I'm looking at for this next move here. All right, so we're in for our 5 micros here as we're breaking this 5-minute range to the upside after this pullback to the opening range and VWAP and the moving average 9 EMA. We'll see if it can go. We'll see. Come on, come on. Try again for this 950. All right, we'll see if this bullish trade can hold, see if it can push out what we got going on. That pullback is what we talked about, and it held. It did knife through some stops, including mine, but it was a stop in profit, stop gain. And then I re-entered when it showed that it was holding push and bullish momentum. But it needs to break this 900. Just needs to. And then 950 is my next target upside. And then 30K beyond that seems very much within range today. Especially if we can break this IB and close outside of it, this initial balance, the first hour of trading on NQ. If we can get a closure outside of it, then I think that 30K is really in range here. Just check. Let's see if we can pump higher here. ES is still printing higher, which is beautiful. It's still climbing. That was a nice retracement here to the high of day from Friday. Got just a little bit above it, wicked just underneath of that retracement, but then the bulls held. This candle took out both ends of this bearish retracement and is still marking up on ES, which is a good sign for the longs. And Q retraced to their morning range and VWAP and is breaking highs on the 5, which is a small time frame, but that's, intraday. It's not that small. Let's see what even a smaller one. Okay, so on the 3, that's what we're getting this wick on. right around VWAP, which is a tricky area, you guys. Sometimes it will chop around and dink around and cause a problem. But also it's a soft support or resistance, and so we got to factor it in that it's a level to watch based off of, I like the 5 because it's not, I don't know, it's a little bit more level to look at versus the smaller time frames show a little bit more chop and can cause a little more volatility, a little bit more angst sometimes if you're looking at the candles that are giving, flipping green and red all the time and on the smaller time frames. So the 5-minute for me is a little bit more kind of smooths out that aggression. Even the 15 is like nice to look at. So the 15 shows a heck of a retracement, right? Goodness. Yeah, 15 is not so cute for that retracement. But has a long buying wick on the bottom. Now we see if we can break these high of these bodies of the 15 minutes. So right around 882 is the bodies of these two 15-minute closures. If we start getting above that, that's going to be a really good look as well. So let's print. Let's go. Come on, bulls. Show me some love. Thanks, Peter. Nice to see you in here, bed. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's good to see you. Yeah, we're going to be doing the Market SkyCast today at 2 p.m. Eastern, you guys. And then Power Hour, it will be Matt and I streaming again. So we got some more action today, but we're not done yet. Justin's going to be on in a little bit, and he's going to trade this morning as well with you guys and see what we can see on the market. And we will kind of go from there. We'll see what opportunities are out there and what we can make of this day. Just trying to see where our levels are. On my other chart. Looks good. Still pumping. Like I said, I would love for it to see it break this 900 level and keep pushing higher. And then we could be outside of the initial balance range and we could have this VWAP hold, be more evidence of a hold and keep pushing higher. I don't really want to squeeze it just yet until we can break above that. But this candle right now looks strong. Because that 900 level was a nice resistance earlier, I am just going to take a little bit off at it again when we tag it to lock in those gains and not just hold without any profits, right? We're in profit. We want to take some profits. So we'll see if we can pop that 900 again, take a couple bucks out of the market, and then move our stop up when we do that. We'll see. We'll see if it works. That strategy works for me. When we take out the highs, we lock in a little bit of gains at those pivot highs. And then we hold for runners. And sometimes if the runners don't happen, that's fine. We locked in some green and we protected our trade by moving our stop at that point. So that makes a trade that you're in profit on be a winner or a winner. Either you take the scale out profits and then the rest goes out at break even with like the last one, or you get a scale out and then you take your next target to the upside and your next target to the upside. Like that is a way for me to keep my psychology stable because I'm managing my risk and I'm kind of going in and out. But I'm locking in green along the way as my trades are progressing positively. And so that's what's happening right now with this long. Hopefully we can just whip out that 900 again and keep the momentum upward. We'll see. It's a psychological level. So
what's up, Becky? Good morning.
My guy, Justin, how are you? Good morning.
Doing well. Just playing catch up for everything that headed my way over the weekend. Monday mornings are always fun.
Right?
Ooh, I feel like what are we catching? Dang.
Huh?
They just smacked that down right by your PT.
I know. That's 900. That's the 900 level, which was kind of a B. We were in long earlier and we scaled out at the high and then we scaled out at 900 before. And so we're trying again for it to break that. I don't know if it's going to do it here.
Yeah, it looks like it's been pretty choppy the last 30 minutes or so.
It's been choppy all morning.
Yeah.
I like this breakout that we got just after the 10 a.m. That was a nice breakout of the first 30-minute range, and we broke above VWAP. We poked to a higher level of 900, and we got some resistance off that. But then it pulled back, and it retested the breakout zone. It retested VWAP. And then it gave us this little turn here on VWAP and the morning range. And so that's what I'm playing at. But we'll see.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely leaning bullish. It's just when is it going to push out and how far is it going to pull back before it does?
I know. 30K, I feel like it's so in range because we hit 900 and rejected off of that, which made sense. Retested the breakout. But now I would love it if we poked higher and we broke out of this this initial balance, which capped out at 900, and we could get higher.
We need karaoke.
What's up, dude?
Wait, I know. I tried to keep the door closed, but he was just knocking, and I'm like, whatever, just come in and say hi, my tiny love.
Might as well.
You're pretty cute.
Motivate Nation, what is the max day I can make without activating? I'm assuming you're saying how long can you wait until you activate it? It's 2 weeks. I'm kind of eyeing this 825 area.
Yeah.
Actually, right where your stop is.
Yeah, I know. I put it underneath this turn here, and I honestly want to move it a little bit higher because I think that this is a beautiful retest and hold here if all of this consolidation can push out. So anywhere in here is a nice long opportunity for me because we got that break up and we came back down. So I would love for you to join us, but I want it to push.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you get any trades this morning so far?
I do not trade Monday mornings, so
yeah,
I like to get my week started. Mondays are statistically my worst day of the week, so unless I see something just screaming at me, I try not to look at charts till I get on here.
I love that. It's recognizing your data, like that it's like not the smoothest ride ever, and like to not mess around and find out kind of thing. Yeah,
I mean my red days mainly came on Monday mornings, and my win rate was 20% less. So I just decided I don't need to fix it. I'll just sit that one out.
Yeah, so smart. Yeah,
that's like what a lot of people Fridays. They're just like Fridays kill my accounts. Let's just not do it.
Yeah, Fridays can be really choppy as well. Mondays and Fridays both.
Yeah, exactly. How's your morning going now? Have you hit? Looks like you're taking a couple trades.
Well, the first trade we lost because I tried to say like when it broke this low here, I tried for the short like at the bottom, and so that one scratched for a loss. But then we got along and made some profits back, and now we're trying to get on this long on this pullback. So loss win, and now we'll see how this one is currently in play. But not bad. It's been good. I scaled out my long twice, and then I just had runners that were stopped out inside profit on the last long. And that's what I'm trying to do here. If we can break this 900 and the initial balance high and then start heading towards 30K is what I would love. I would love to take another scale at 950. Oh my God, I know. That's what I'm like saying. Like you can't, none of this is guaranteed because obviously some bears fighting back today. So
I'm just hoping the market doesn't chop around till CPI. Hopefully we get some nice movement.
I know. CPI on Wednesday, PPI on Thursday, and then there's even more on Friday. I think consumer sentiment and something else. Gotcha. These next 2 days are quiet on the Forex. Yeah. All right, let's go. Pump it, pump it. Once I get the scale here at 900, then I'll adjust my stop a little bit higher. But obviously it was chopping around, so I don't want to squeeze it too much. This 5-minute candle that closed a few minutes ago did take out the lows here, so it took out some more stops. So that's what the conditions that we're in is that if you manage your stop tightly on the 5, it's taking them out.
That's been like the last 2-3 weeks, man. Every time. I think you were talking about it on Friday, like TP1 gets hit and then boom, right back to stop loss.
You need to. William is up now. He needs to help you.
Where is he up?
I'll be upstairs. Come on, vibes.
But yeah, it's been like that for so many plays for me. Like TP1 gets hit, then right back to entry, stop loss, taken out, just to watch it go, the next candle or something like that.
Yeah. Like I was bullish on this morning. I was bullish on the hold from this Friday range down here. But it was so choppy that it was like faking it out. Like there was on the bearish retracements, it was taking out stops. and doing some fake out action. So, this isn't like a super smooth morning. It does look bullish on most time frames right now. So,
yeah, I agree.
But also choppy. And we're right around VWAP, which I love and hate VWAP, but it does give me a sign of like there's traffic around there. I'm going to go situate him. I'll be right.
Yeah, no worries. How's everybody out there in the chat doing? Everybody making some Monday money on this Monday morning? This is kind of the reason I don't like trading Mondays. It's especially with no significant news. You get a lot of chop, like one move, a lot more chop. And it's you got to try to snipe your entries and then just hold. I mean, the best thing to do is just put your order on and walk away. But, we're sitting here hanging out. So it's tough to manage these positions where it's just going sideways. It makes you want to cut it. It makes you want to just break your rules. Chop, chop. Making and losing. Yeah, this PA will do that. What's up, Jay Freshbeard? Thanks, Dev.
Yeah, chop, chop.
Yeah, Becky, I was saying these positions are tough to manage when you're just watching them because they're not exciting. You go red, green, red, green, red, green. It's frustrating to watch it just do that.
It was nice to be in this long from here, and this pump was awesome, to be honest. But now just dinking around for the last, I don't even know, 40 minutes. Come on, pump it.
Yep. Does that make Tuesday through Thursday have more movement? Yeah, Tuesday through Thursdays should be your bread and butter in my opinion.
I love that you asked that, Dan, because I actually did a big backtesting a couple of years ago on which days were more rotational and which days were more trending. And it was the data was pretty clear that Tuesday and Thursday are probabilistically more likely to be trending. And Mondays and Fridays were traditionally more choppy and rotational. So there is some actual probabilities behind the fact that Mondays can look like this and Tuesdays and Thursdays could be a better opportunity to hold. Now that's nothing is for sure, but the probabilities were higher. Fun fact.
Yeah.
I need a free account tomorrow. I know. Let's get some more peeps in here. We get up to 100. We get to give away some accounts, right?
Yeah. Last week there were, I think, 2 or 3 days with 100. So
yeah,
got some free accounts. So we definitely kept our word.
Yep. Let's hang out, guys. Let's hang out. Yeah, summer. Okay, so that's a great point too, is that a lot of people are doing vacations. And so the numbers are a little bit lighter in the summer just for traders, much less on the stream and active because, you're on vacation and we're out of town and it's a trickier to get, consistent big numbers because August. Come on.
I don't typically pay too much attention to what time of the year it is unless it's Christmas. Yeah. I could kind of care less for day trading at least.
Thanks, Dan. Spread the good word.
Saw BluSky out online. Let's go. Shout out to McCarl. Man, how long have you been in this play for?
Forever. Since the dawn of time.
Right.
I rejoined right around 10:30 our time. Yeah, because I was in long from right after 7 when we turned and we were starting to break this high. And then I scaled out and then I had my stop and say profit and was taken out. And so then I let that settle down and I let this candle form that looked like the hold on the morning range and VWAP. And then I joined when it broke the high here at 10:30-ish. So it's been
solid setup.
I know. That's why I don't want to squeeze it too much and I don't want to get out of it, but would love it if it just did something.
Yeah, it did something.
Come on.
That's a good point.
Yeah, let's go.
How was your weekend? Anything exciting?
Nah, kid stuff. Nah. We had we went outside, we did some parks, one of my kids had soccer, and we did some school shopping. Pretty chill.
Ooh, back to school shopping fun.
Oh my gosh. And my oldest is almost 14. And so
probably needs a new wardrobe at that point, right?
Okay. Here's a fun fact and a question for the team. Who knows about Spencer's? Is that just a Pacific thing or is Spencer's in the mall, where they have edgy teenage things.
Oh yeah, that was a thing when I was in middle school.
It's a thing. And so we took him in there, and it's getting a little racier. And so he was like, Mom, I'm pretty uncomfortable. And I was like, why don't you wait outside? Because he got some shirts there. He really likes music, and so they have good band shirts, among other things. Since there's a hot topic, that's what I'm saying. Okay, you guys know what I'm saying. That was my life yesterday at the mall with my middle schooler. Okay.
That used to just be like gag gifts, but then they randomly get band T-shirts. It's very strange.
There's literally like sex toys in the back.
Yeah,
like,
it's where all the kids hang out when they're just running around the mall.
It was great. I was like, we're gonna stay towards the front of the store where the band shirts are, and then we're gonna leave. It was an experience. So this is, where I'm at in my life. It was fun times.
Nice.
All right, come on, Bulls. Let's go. How was your weekend? Did you do something fun?
Just relaxed. Went for a hike. Had a friend's birthday dinner. That's about it.
Nice.
It's way too hot to do anything here. It's like one of those things you walk to your car and you're drenched in sweat. A lot of AC.
Yeah.
Morning. William said go away.
Sorry.
Do the kids still have blacklight posts? Oh, I'm curious. I used to have them all over when I was in middle school.
Oh my gosh. Okay, right? Because that was totally the vibe in high school.
Yeah.
We haven't bridged that world yet for me, and we'll see if it happens.
I don't think they're a thing with kids anymore, are they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I do remember having a lava lamp though.
My kid has a lava lamp. Those are back in play. Those are 100% back in play. They sell them all over the place. He needed one.
And I have one of those beavers in the boxes.
I'm gonna put an order down at like 8:35. See if I can join you.
Yeah, I said they're retracing again now, and 842 is the high of the morning range and VWAP, and so that's kind of where I want to see if it will hold.
Let's see if I just get a nice little wick and then let it run.
That would be great, because if it stays down there, that's going to be a problem for me. Pick up Justin and let's go. Let's get this train moving.
This PA is just so frustrating.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. It's right at the area that was folding this morning, so.
I wasn't really expecting to get tapped in, but it looks like I'm going to.
I know, it's coming low. I'm like kind of like, all right. So what are you gonna do here? Now,
nice. All right, let's see if this is gonna knife or not.
We'll see what she does.
Yeah, Aaron, black lights and lava lamps. That was my jam back in the day.
That was how it rolled. Like that's how we rolled back then. Like was that how to have the setup
with a bunch of posters that I didn't realize were trippy posters until 20 years later.
No, you said they were very pretty. Light up so nice. All right, this is definitely going to be my last morning trade. If it's taken out here, that's that. If it holds, then I'm going to be a fan of this bullish hold. But this is thinking back.
Definitely like last stand for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not going to hold beyond this because this was its try. This was its tried, and now it needs to make it happen. Yes, experienced some rejection here as well, but they're still nice and high. It looks like it's failing. Yep. Meh.
Yep. That was fun.
I know. God, that's a good setup, man, but it just couldn't get the job done. Like it was not making it happen. It's all right.
Yeah. If we lose 800, I mean, this could run pretty quickly to the downside.
Yeah, I don't like the longs as much because honestly, the 2900 was tagged and it just could not even break higher than it. And this is a lot of aggression right now. So the longs did not prove themselves to be strong, and it could just think around and come low today. On the daily, we're in resistance. So that had me on guard with these longs, you know? Overnight tagged the daily resistance beautifully and then sunk down out of it. Right here. And now we've got a big long wick on this 4 hour. It's only the first hour. Doesn't look great for the bulls now that we couldn't break this high. This is the hourly. I liked the look of this hourly with this turn and the closure above on the smaller time frames, but it's not doing it.
Then just a massive selling wick.
Yeah, this is pretty significant on the hourly, and that closes in 5 minutes. So we could have more downside for sure. This is the 30-minute. Couldn't break the high and is hunting the lows here pretty solidly. Yeah, we just broke multiple levels on the 15 to the downside. This is some selling. Monday mornings, guys, they're special.
Well, that's why I hate Monday mornings, because we chop for what, 45 minutes and then just boom, one candle.
Yeah, this is so obnoxious because this honestly looked like a good turn and a confident close outside. Above VWAP, outside the range. And so then this is where I re-entered. But it's just, this price action is like not friendly. All right, yeah, we just took out the low of the last 45 minutes with this wick. So this is bears are here. Well, here, I think around 11-ish, I might let you have the screen share and carry on.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm curious if this is actually going to follow through the downside, or if this is just like the bottom of the range for the morning.
Because I feel like the bears have done some of this like debauchery where I'll take out stops, but then we've been breaking highs, you know?
Exactly.
I do think 30K is a magnet, and I think that it's absolutely within range. But if we can't break 29.9, then we can't break it today. But I'll be very interested to see what develops here. This candle did just poke just slightly below on the 5, and it's kind of dancing. This green level that we're on top of on my chart is we talked about earlier in the stream, but that's the support from Friday of the demand zone from Friday. All of this down here between this light purple and this green was a large demand zone from Friday. So that's why I wanted the longs anywhere out of here this morning that we captured. But it easily could give, you know, like we didn't test this lower area from Friday. So, you know, like I said, there's targets on both sides and we're sinking back down. But this was a support area from Friday that held for the overnight highs. And so we did sink back down into support. So something to think about how there's, you know, a debate for either side right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the larger time frame is looking a little bear.
Yeah, that 4 hour wick has me concerned for the bulls.
Yeah, this is some aggression out of that, like out of this 4 hour pivot here during the night around London Open, and then we sunk hard out of it. That's where we tagged, is this 4 hour pivot right underneath the daily resistance. And so this wick is a bear.
800 is holding on for dear life right now, though.
Yeah, it's right on it, man.
I have a feeling we're going to run down to like 760, and then we'll see if bears really want to do it or not.
I think we're running down too. If we break 720-ish, then we got a lot more to the downside. The 675 is definitely in play. Below that, there's like levels in the 500s. 540 is a lower target for me, a pretty solid lower target if we really get the bearish regression.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah. There's a lot of liquidity around the 540 region. That's quite a ways from now. So that would we need to break all of this with some aggression and some continuation to get down to the 540s today.
Well,
We could just see it.
If you remember earlier in the month, this is that area, or in early July, this is that area where we chopped around for like literally 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So until we break out of that to either side again, I'm expecting that same kind of frustrating price action where just up and down and up and down and up and down, no follow through.
Right here. Yep. Which is this resistance area is here because we fell out of it with strength. Right here. And there was a ton of consolidation. So I totally agree that we could see more downside, honestly, because we saw that nice, strong Monday, Tuesday last week, pull back, an attempt on Friday to hold. It could come even lower down here easily and still maintain a bullish direction. Dirty chart here. This is just the NQ daily.
I mean, that hourly, it's kind of a neutral close right in the body, but I'm leaning downside after that wick.
Yeah, me too. I just pulled up the daily. It definitely could be bearish here. Like this area, we're just like it just pushed a little bit higher overnight into this multi-level resistance.
Exactly. So it might just run back right back down to the bottom. And if it does that, guys, it's going to be some questionable price action until CPI probably.
Yeah, agreed. This is the hourly you're just talking about. This is a bearish close, a big selling wick with no wick on the bottom. So it's pushing down. This is the hourly, so it could dink around here a little bit. Not the cleanest day, everybody.
And guys, once Becky gets out of here, any minute now, we're going to take a very quick break, and I'll be right back, and we'll continue into the lunch hour.
Yeah, you guys, thanks for trading with me this morning. We'll come back and hang out. We'll hang out right now. Stay where you are because Justin's going to stream with you guys for a while, and then I'll be back for our Market SkyCast podcast today too. So,
yep, perfect.
See you guys soon.
I'll be right back, guys. guys? Hope everybody had a good morning so far. I am trading that orbit evaluation I started on Friday. I figure it's Monday. I'll just keep trading the eval, see if we can make a few dollars on it. After that little L, I think I have like 1850 in drawdown or something like that. So we're pretty much with full drawdown at the moment. Right now, like we were talking about earlier. Let's look at the daily. Let's kind of talk about what I was saying earlier, why we're kind of chopping. Because let's look at the daily. If you go back to, that whole time everybody's complaining about choppy price action, range bound price action. Let me just actually use a different layout. Let's look at the daily, and this area is why I'm kind of saying there might be some tricky price action in here. Just because of this whole zone right here. This is the exact area where everybody's getting frustrated with the price action. It was just going up and down, up, down. There's no clear direction. We were just consolidating. Then we finally broke. Once we broke, we got the nice drop. Now, right back in it. So realistically, until we break this, it's called 950-ish. It's gonna be a little interesting. It's hard to say we're not bullish on the longer time frames, like the daily. Up, a little dip into resistance. Now we should push out. So this is either a double top. I mean, it looks like we're going to push out. Is it going to be after the data comes out? I don't know. I can't tell you. 4 hour, we've been consolidating in this zone since last Tuesday. Came down, came back up, kind of chop around the middle. Now, short term, it does look a little bearish. We came to resistance, dropped, came back, couldn't push through. So I'm thinking a little bit more downside, maybe full target's like 400, but if we break below 740, we should run to, let's call it 650 pretty quickly. So I'm right now looking for shorts rather than longs. But my bias is pretty neutral. I'm not going to look for home runs, anything like that. I'm just going to see if we can get some points out here. But that's kind of where we're at for now. Leaning shorts. But 800 does need to go because 800 is being a brick wall right now. The best place to look for shorts would be 815 to 825, which we just tapped. So I'm curious if we're going to get the breakdown now. This is kind of a short-term bear setup right here. Consolidate. I'd like to see us push to 760 and then potentially down to 730. We break that, game on. Game on for bears. But Monday mornings, guys, chop for the first few, got the pump, then chop for 45 minutes, dropped right back into the opening range. And that's where we're sitting. We're sitting in pre-market and open range right now. But I do believe we're going to kind of go to the downside. So looking at 800 to 820 shorts. Not going to put an order in yet. Just kind of want to watch, see what happens. The 4 hour candle did. Oh no, that was a 10. The 1 hour candle closed. That's what it was. And yeah, that's pure consolidation, guys. But looks like bearish consolidation. So again, anywhere 800 to 820 is kind of where I'm looking to get in. Anybody currently in a play right now? Let me know. Let me know. Remember, guys, hit that like button, subscribe. Let's pack this house. Let's try to, let's get you some free stuff. More people in here, the more accounts we can get. Stop by at 8:30. I can definitely see that working. That's kind of my pivot point. So I don't mind that play at all. you're short here right now. Yeah, I'm leaning short. I don't want to get in yet. This is just, it's so choppy that I feel like any position you get into right here is going to be one of those holds that aren't fun. Last thing, like Becky's last play, I hate getting in a play that's just watching it go red, green for 25 minutes. That's the worst. And then it hits PT1, goes back to break even, goes to stop loss, then bounces back. It's so annoying. Already locked out. Being in Eastern Europe, was able to catch some moves on the downside before New York Open. Oh, there you go. You're going to eval committed to either hero or take 1K drawdown. Hey, not a bad idea when we're chopping like this, because when it moves, it's going to be a pretty large candle like this last one right here. 796. I mean, that was an 80-point candle after a whole bunch of nothing. So you can definitely see that. You could definitely see that. All right. So is that 760 touch? Yeah, damn close. So that's kind of my first downside target. Let's see if it's going to break through or not. I have a feeling we will. I'll put an entry up around 800 and see if we happen to get tapped in. Worth a shot. What platform is this? I'm using TradingView connected to Tradeovate. And we're trading futures. So let's see if we get tapped in and get continued downside move. I'm looking for 730 on this play. That'd be my like real target. Oh, we're in. All right. That was quick. Let's see if it's actually going to drop or if this is just going to chop around for the whole time I'm on here. Hopefully not. And my cut will be above about 825. That's about my pivot point. So we don't want it to go above that. If we go above that, it's intraday kind of flipping bullish. So we'll see what she wants to do. And as always, guys, take money whenever you want if you are taking these similar plays to me. Just because I don't sell doesn't mean you shouldn't. And just because I sell doesn't mean you should. Remember, it's your accounts, guys. Put mine at 797. Yeah, right, Aaron. Seriously. I have my BluSky 50K eval set up on TradingView ready to go this week. Let's do it. That's exactly what I am trading right now, 50K eval. I think you got a launch plan, right? I can do a launch plan tomorrow with you. Start with a freshie. All right, let's see if we can lose. We need to lose this 780 level for this to really cook it all. Oop, kind of broke some resistance there. Man, this is choppy. Today is teaching good discipline. Yeah, I mean, this is why I'm honest with you guys. I hate Monday mornings. Get a bunch of this BS price action. How long have I been with BluSky? Since 2024. Been here quite a while. Yeah, I have a feeling this one's going to stop us out, guys. Just playing with us. Remember, flip over 825, we're kind of back into bullish territory. So let's see if they can actually get up there. Because anywhere 800 to 825 is still our kind of, like, we'll call it a supply zone. So Bears need to defend that area. Locked out at minus 300. It's okay. Mondays, guys. Mondays are about capital preservation, in my opinion. Sometimes we get a good day, but a lot of the times it's kind of get your money, get out. Set yourself up for the week, especially when we have a pretty data heavy week. But let's see if this play ends up working out. We're not out of it yet. Yeah, Marius, I 1000%. Like, what do you say? Don't diddle in the middle. Exactly. You don't want to diddle in the middle. Realistically, my entry should be 820, 825, something like that, but I was wanting to get in a little bit early. What's the best Rhythmic platform BluSky offers? I have only used Rhythmic a handful of times, and it's been years. I know TradeC's a Rhythmic platform. It's pretty popular. But I wouldn't be the best person to ask about that because I don't use Rhythmic. I know like Sierra Charts is a good one. There's a few of them. See, this is what I was worried about, guys. Getting in a play and then just having to sit in it forever. I don't know. If anybody else trades Rhythmic, let Showbill know. Let them know what you guys use. But I know TradeC uses the Rhythmic connection. It's very popular. Just give me a nice knife past 780 so we can stop worrying about this. I do not like this just dancing around break even nonstop. If you're in this with me, I hope you feel my pain about how I just hate holding these kind of plays. Well, we're in, guys, so not really much to update. We know the levels. Range has been brutal. Yep, absolutely. Like Mary said, you either get in at the top of the range, which is at 825-ish, would be probably the best entry for shorts, or you just wait. Like I said, no clear bias for me this morning. I'm expecting about chop. So it's one of those things where you get in and in the play either works out or it doesn't. I mean, shoot, we've been in this play for like 10 minutes already. I think we saw like 10 points to the upside and 10 points to the downside. So nothing incredibly fun. But again, 780 needs to get out of the way for this to do anything. But if you want to take your $100, take your $200 when you see it, like, not a bad idea, honestly. All right. Can she continue? So we're sitting at like $100. Just give me 10 more points. Let's get out of this range and see if this will actually print or not. Not as bad as Friday, but still. And it's definitely not fun. I agree. All right, here's the 80 level. Can we break? Can she go? All right, come on. Give us a move. If you want to take, this is where you take the profit if you just want to lock in your money, because it's probably going to bounce off it. If you want to draw a little box, like top it out at 811 and the bottom's 780. 811, 780. That area just needs to go. We need to get a candle close outside of this, or else it's just gonna do more of the same. So obviously I'd like it to be the downside. All right, let's break, guys. Come on. Sitting at about 20 points right now. So solid little play so far. I'm going to see if we get the real move. Let me know if you're in this with me, if you're holding. This has been painful. But remember, we need a candle closure outside. Just because it breaks doesn't mean anything's going to happen. We need it to actually close outside of this range. Because it can run up to entry in 2 seconds, which it very well might right here. This is pure ranging when you see this action. But I'm committed. I want to see this full breakdown, or I'm willing to, watch it go red. I'd love to see the 763 break. That'd be huge. But if you want to take your 20 points, take your 20 points. 20 points pays the bills, guys. That's what we're all here for, right? Where's my balance on this Evo? 58.95. So I think I must have made like 700-ish on Friday with you guys on stream. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 750, something like that. So we had a good Friday. A lot of scalps, but I mean, 750 in an hour is pretty good. Let's see if we can get over. I'd like to get over maybe half of this eval today if we could. But price has got to give us something to make some money on. This area is tough to do it. There we go. Come on, get to 763. There we go. A little bit more, guys. A little bit more. Let's probably take a couple off here. All right, we'll take 2 off there. Lock in 35 points for the trim. So that was good. Let's see if we get the actual break now. Let me know if you made some money right there. There we go, guys. Beautiful. 40 points. That's what I'm talking about, team. That's what I'm talking about. Let's take one more off. Go down to 2. Let's see if these last couple cons want to go. Let's see if these last 2 want to go. What's our balance on now? There we go. Solid play. See if we can get to about. I'd love to get to 1,500 on this eval today. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, I'd love to pass it today, but like I said, the price has to show me that it's gonna give me enough action, and I can't come in and slam a mini on this price action. That's when you just take a bunch of little losses over and over, and then your account's dead before you know it. So did you see that hold of 763, guys? That's why I was saying we needed to break it. It's literally just swept it, pushed right back up. So we want to see 780 act as resistance now. In an ideal world, we don't go back above 780. But as you can see, this is barcode price area right here. Just label that chop because this is the chop zone. Chop City. Chop City, yo. So if you are in this, I hope you took a little bit of profit, because this very well might just pop back up to entry. Liquidity sweeps, yep, just over and over and over. This is what Becky and I were talking about earlier. You hit PT1, then it just goes right back to entry. So we've been in this play for like, what time do we even get in this play? I don't know. It's been like 15, 20. It's been 20 minutes, I feel like. And if you just joined, we did hit 35-point trim. And then now we're just back in this chop zone. It's fun stuff. I think we roll over and go up, then roll over and go up. so chop basically. I think so as well. We should get a little bit of downside movement. I don't know, just looking at the larger time frames. But definitely not the most exciting price action. I'll tell you that. The fact that we squeaked 40 points out there is pretty good. So again, 763 needs to get out of the way. And we're looking for 730. All right, there's 763. Can she go? Can she go? Just do it. Just do it, NQ. Just roll over. Give me a 50-point knife. This is that kind of price action where if you're watching it, like I should just take profit right here, call it a day. But I'm gonna be greedy and see if it just finally breaks down. All right, there we go. Come on, get out of the way. I'm really hoping this doesn't just wick right back up. I mean, it looks like we finally broke structure, but I'm not convinced until we get down here. And this is a massive bounce zone in here, guys. Just so you're aware, this like 730 area. I think we bounced. Yeah, that was this morning's bounce zone. This price action is why we can't have nice things, right? Seriously, it's frustrating. This is what we talk about all the time in chop. You kind of have your direction, but the timing is the tough part because it could just chop for another hour or two. You know, you have no idea. So this eval's at 51.1K right now. 5. Just lose the floor. Come on. Watching the grass grow. Seriously, I feel like that might be faster, honestly. And as always, guys, if you have any topics or questions for us to kind of talk about on the podcast, let me know. Come on, can we get a 50-pointer? A few more points. I feel like just every time we hit like a new recent low, it just quick 10 points right back into range. Looks like 750 is being kind of there we go. There we go. Come on. Actually break down. I like to just get a continuous move. Like you see that new low, 15-point bounce, 20-point bounce. Every time, guys. There's just so many little pockets in here. What do you think, guys? Should we hold? Should we take the money? What should we do? What should we do? Let me know. Hold or sell? Hold. It's just brutal to watch these plays. It's like bass fishing, wait for the twitch at the end of the pole, right? Oil is climbing. Is it? Was there there was news over the weekend, wasn't there? Yeah, oil's steadily climbing. Stop loss, break even and hold. Not a bad idea. I'm holding till 618. Man, if we actually move all the way down there, maybe a news candle. At this rate, it doesn't look like we're going to move that much. Might be an all-day hold. It wants to lose the floor. It just won't. That's the thing. I'll leave that pull up for like one more minute. See what the winner is. I'm going to assume it's going to be hold. See none of the above. There you go. All right, let's see. What we got here, guys? End poll. All 6 of you guys that voted, thank you. At least 6 people are paying attention, but looks like the majority say hold. So let's hold. I am the man of the people, and we will hold for the people. Boring trade, though. Absolutely boring trade. Not much to update, guys. This is the fun part of streaming this price action. You can only say the same level so many times, right? You're long. I mean, could be the best spot to go long, honestly. If you are long, you need to see a push past 780. That's what you're looking for. And I am short, so I want to see it not go over 780. I mean, a couple bears closes on these 5-minute candles. If price wants to be normal, it should continue the downside. Oh, teased us. Kind of regretting not to sell my full position down there, but whatever. All right, 780. Key point. We fought so hard to get under it, and now we're just going to pop right back in. Oh, man. I might just cut if we break over the 780. Just See, maybe we can get one more play, but this price action is garbage right now, guys. I'm just happy we were able to sweep that 35, 40 points out earlier because there ain't much happening. All right, I'm just going to lock this in. I'm not going to let it go red. What are we at? 51K, guys. 51K. Now, the question is, do I look for another short entry? Do I scalp the way to the upside because this is a decent setup for the upside for short term? Or do I sit on hands? What do you guys think? So wiki down here. So wiki. I don't have a word for this action. Sit and wait. At this point, it's just guessing. Sit. I vote go to the beach. Man, I agree with you, but it's almost too hot to go to the beach. I went last weekend, and man, if you didn't have a sunshade or some cold drinks, woof. There's nothing to analyze and come up with a game plan. Yeah, I mean, I do think short still. I might try to get it up a little bit higher, but this is, I mean, it's brutal price action. There's no way to put it. I'm gonna get a burrito and cool down $96 and feel like I've made 100 trades. I mean, honestly, you could make a bajillion trades in this area and make no money. If you took any plays and just put stop loss break even, like you most likely got stopped. Like we would have gotten stopped out right there, but you most likely got stopped on any play you took today. It's never too hot. I love the heat. It gets hot. It has been raining a ton by me though. But my wife and I went outside to a park, played some disc golf, and we made it like an hour and a half before we called it quits. Couldn't finish. It's too hot. Not even the heat. I just don't want to get roasted by sunburn. Move buy stop to 806. Okay, so you're in. That money is all commission. Literally $96 on commissions, right? Yep. Did you guys see the CMEs coming out with nano contracts? I don't see anybody trading them in the prop firm space. It'd take you forever to pass an account. Maybe algo traders, but I can't imagine sitting here trading 20 cents a point. People trading nanos are going to get wrecked. I feel like commissions are just going to kill you on that. Like what you needed to move a couple, 3-4 points to cover commissions, probably. I don't know. It seems automated strategies. I could see it doing something where you're just making money in the background, but manually trading nanos for 20 cents a point. I don't know. Unless you're just maybe practicing. All right. If you are long, you want to see this 8-11 level go and just get some kind of candle close, but It's just like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Just dancing around at the top of the range, guys. I want to get another trade in, but man. I don't even know if it's worth trying to get in this stuff, guys. It's quiet in here because the price is not doing anything right now. I'm just sitting here trying to decide if I want to even mess with this again. So couldn't break over that 811 level, guys. So maybe a little bit of downside move. But I would not be expecting any home runs right now, guys. Yeah, I mean this is just incredibly boring price action, guys. There's no other way to put it. This is brutal. I don't even think I'm going to be able to get another trade in, to be honest with you. Just looking at this 15-minute chart, I mean, it looks like it wants to push up to 825, but it's just like it says here, chop. Nothing but chop. We tried. Tried to what? Go to the upside and the downside. It's just brutal. If you look at the 1 hour chart, it's nothing. Nothing's happening. Mike is back tomorrow, yeah. Gold? I haven't looked at gold today. Ooh, gold's at a key resistance level around 417. Could break out. I wouldn't hop in. I'd wait for a pullback to probably 409, 410 if you do want to go long. Let's see. Bullish on the daily. Bullish consolidation on the 4 hour. That 375 hold was nice. If I had to bet, I'd say push out. Wait for a pullback and go long. Gold has been pure bliss compared to NQ. Yeah, sometimes I wish I wasn't a one-trick pony with NQ. I mean, I can trade gold. I just don't like to. I don't know it as well as NQ, so I stick with what I know. ES and NQ are a little bit out of sync. All right, here's that 825 level. Let's see if they can break out or not. Let's see. If you are long, this is your make or break spot. And yeah, everybody, Mike will be back tomorrow. He's doing some interview today. So tomorrow he will be back. TP1 840. Yeah, I mean, that lines up with VWAP too. And support from earlier. I like that. Thanks for all you guys who have stuck around with me. This has been a very, very boring session, but I mean, we had a win. We got a nice win. Curious if bulls can push this out. If they can, I might look to enter around 825. Not yet, too early. Got about 7 minutes left in the session. The hourly candle may break structure to the upside. We'll see how it closes. But so far, a pure range chop day. The 4 hours still bearish to me until we break above maybe 870. But if you are having trouble trading this today, you know, don't feel bad. This price action is an account killer, giving us all 50K. Not today. If we got 100 people in here, I don't know what it was up to earlier, but it doesn't seem like we hit 100 when Becky was on. $57 this morning. Okay, it's not terrible. Got to pump these numbers up, guys. All right, it is Monday morning. What does not surprise me. All right. Looks like she kind of wants to go. I think I might take a small stab at this. Again, guys, confidence is not incredibly high in this price action this morning. But we are going to try a 826 long. These are difficult days when you learn something, either discipline and sitting on your hands or how to trade a range. Yeah. Or you learn what not to do. Done that. But this is why I don't like I don't trade my cash account Mondays. I think Mondays should be for evals, honestly. There's no news, no nothing. What did price even do overnight? Like, that's how little I pay attention to it. So, oh, we're right at like opening price for Globex. Right here. Big chop zone did come. I'm surprised we didn't hit 30K overnight with the kind of grind up, but yeah, that does not look like it was fun to trade at all overnight. And then, you know, pre-market, we did get a nice move down. And now it's just pure crap. Pure crap. So we got a few minutes left. We'll see if I get tapped in. If not, whatever. Hey, good morning, passiver. See if we get wicked in. I mean, if you want to be a little more risky, 840 is also an entry. 825 to 840 is kind of the entry area. But we got the balance up. I think we're up a little over 300 on the session in that one trade. Really hasn't been that many opportunities, so I'll take the money. I'm fine with that. Monday morning with this price action and being green, I'm all for it. It's hard to squeak out good plays when NQ is in 100-point range. Why 825? I just it's resistance. I want to see it turn to support. Ideal entries anywhere from 800 to 825 if you want to be like your safe entries. Kind of this zone right here. Do I think it's an A+ setup? No, I don't. I don't think there's any A+ setups right now. If we can break above this 915 to 920 area, that would be a great continuation play for upside. I think until we break that, it's going to be a whole bunch of chop. And I doubt we're going to get in this play, so that's probably going to be it unless I get wicked in the next minute or two. It's that price action where you open the charts and you go, I'm going back to bed. Yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. The hourly is about to close. Let's see. The hourly looks like we're going to break structure, but I'm not going to say we're bullish. I wouldn't mind leaving an 800 long entry, but honestly, guys, this lunch hour is probably going to be absolutely terrible. So take a break, get some lunch, go for a walk, go to the gym, get some actual work done. We'll be back at 2 p.m. to do our podcast, and then the team will take over for Power Hour. But I hope you all made some money and got my burrito before we move. Yeah, right. Hope you made some money. If you did, go flex it in the Discord gains. Feel free to tag me, anything like that. But till I see you guys at 2 p.m., stay profitable.